Welcome back, guys. Back with another episode of Vigor Warriors 2 and the 1% Club. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys are on your purpose and hope everything's going well. I appreciate all the comments and all the likes, subscriptions, donations. You guys are wonderful. I'm glad some of this is helping, and we'll continue to try to tackle topics that you guys want me to focus on. I'm also kind of working on some profiles of men and women who are strong, especially males, strong masculine people, have strong energy. And so I'm going to kind of do one soon on Tupac because I know that Carl wanted one. And I'm also going to do one on John Wayne and Gandhi and a few other people that we'll talk about a little bit later. So this one comes from Young Justice. So shout out to you, Young Justice. Thank you for the comment. And we're going to talk about angel numbers. Now, these are numbers that you're getting from some source as you are dreaming, as you're thinking about it at night, as you're kind of focusing, and all of a sudden numbers come to you, or you can see numbers when you close your eyes, those type of things. Now, his question to me was whether it comes from God. Now, my experiences with angels are the following. I basically went to a place, I think it was in Indiana, Michigan City, Indiana, and it was a place that was supposed to be a haunted place, so-called haunted place, with Al Capone had used it for a speakeasy years ago, and I was in the basement, and we had someone who was a ghost person, who kind of, ghost chaser or something like that. And they were taking pictures. And they took a picture of me by the window. And it came up as two little angels on my shoulders. Now, who knows how real that picture was. But I do have always felt that it is important to recognize that there are, in my mind, spirits and angels that help you. And whether they show up on pictures or not, I don't know. But I do know that I've been helped by that throughout my whole life. And I think there's been times that I've done things that I know that there's been divine intervention. And I do think angels are watching over me. And just because my relationship with the Lord, I believe that's the case. And I have at times seen numbers. So I think, Young Justice, they are an interpretation from God, and you see them as you're doing your streak more. I'm talking about why in a second. I'm also including a link below that may help you with the numbers, kind of understand the numbers better, and so I kind of included that reference and link so you can kind of look that up. You want a Young Justice, but I think that that's also something that can kind of help you understand this better. But let's look at this from a bigger perspective. So we are all made of energy. Physics has proved that all matter, including ourselves, is all energy. So we are energies that cannot be destroyed. It can be transferred into something. So as we talk about whether I have a piece of steel, a car, a football, an egg, water, all this will eventually change into another form. So the question then becomes, with us, is it possible to have things around us that we can see? Now, you may want to think, well, people who think this way, they're crazy. They don't understand this, right? But if you really think about this, you know that everything transfers into another form. So is it possible to have things like angels and have demons and things like that, the things you can't see? I think that's a very strong possibility. I really do. I really have sensed different things when I've been in different places. When I was in this place, for instance, in Michigan City, Indiana, I actually, in the basement there, I felt a very cold, strange sensation. And, I because I'm an academic person, I used to only believe that science could actually explain a lot of this. And I've come to change my mind. There's things that science cannot explain. And this is one of them to me. The idea that there's things that are there that you cannot explain. And so there are spirits. And when I saw my mother and my father especially pass away, I saw things that I did not think that I see. And the body was still there, but something had lifted up in the air. So just like I said, that, the transfer of energy is always going to be there. So is it possible that angels can send you numbers? Well, sure. There's all kinds of messages you get. And especially when you're living your life to your core natural being. And this is where I think, Young Justice, this is important. You should listen to these things, especially as you go longer on your journey. The divine intervention, divine God, is telling you something with these numbers. Now, I'm not sure what they're telling you. Obviously, you can kind of look and do some research into what the numbers mean. But the idea is that something is communicating to you. And it just makes sense that as you become stronger on your journey, you're getting closer to your Creator. Because you are becoming more the way you should be. And the more you do things like meditation, the more you do retention, the more you do brahmacharya, sophism, all these type of things, the more you're going to get closer to communicating with God. And so I believe that you can hear God more often saying to you things that you need to hear and to do. And I think God will give you the solutions and answers to all your problems. Jesus will give you the solutions. Jesus will help you decide, what you need to do next. And those things are very important. I have never had a situation where God did not talk to me. And though the situation seemed very hopeless at the time, it all worked itself out. It has for 60 years, right? And it does all the time. You just have to listen. So I think, Young Justice, the key is to really pay attention to those numbers. Try to figure out what those numbers mean. Don't ignore them. And try to see what kind of message Jesus and the Lord is giving you, or the God you believe in, the Creator. What is the Creator giving you as a message? And I believe in Jesus, and I believe in God, but all of us are different in our beliefs. But the key thing is that you have that connection with that Creator. I think when it comes to angel numbers, those are just a form of communication that the divine source, the Creator, is giving you. And I think it's important to recognize how important that is. And that's why I say, as you focus on this, look really very closely at what you're seeing. And that's another reason we talk about dreams. I think I did this when it came to nocturnal emissions. But dreams overall are things you should pay attention to and keep in mind. Because those are things that can kind of tell you a lot. Now, they may not be prophetic in a way that they say exactly what's going to happen. But on the other hand, they can tell you some things that you may want to be careful of and protect yourself against. If you have a dream about something that's happening that's going to happen bad, well, you protect yourself. Maybe it's a warning. It may not be. It may be just something that, some entity is trying to give you a message, but it may be a different type of message. But still, write those things down, listen to those things, and pay attention to what's happening, especially when you're in your sleep mode. That can give you a lot of information. So again, I will link the article, or at least I will try to write the reference for the article below. And so, Young Justice, I'm hoping I'm answering this, but yes, the question you asked was about angel numbers. I definitely would go ahead and do a little research on the numbers you're getting and seeing that. Now, not everybody gets the same type of communication. I get it in different ways, at different places, and I don't get numbers as much as you probably are doing. But I do think you want to look at numbers and see what the importance are and the communication you're getting, because it's probably giving you some divine type of an influence, especially as you're going on your streak more and more. It's getting closer to you and you can recognize it. I think the difference between people, to be honest with you, is that people that fast and meditate and retain are able to recognize those messages better. When you're distracted and you're thinking about all these other types of things, you're not going to be able to recognize messages that give God. It pulls you away from God. This is pulling you closer to God. All right, so hope that helps. Young Justice, thanks for a good question. Shout out to you. And next time we'll talk about another great topic. Until then, battle on.